Welcome back to the biggest agricultural platform in Namibia known as Nduna Ngombe. My name, of course, is Mitchell Mutumba Simata, aka the headman of cattle, the Induna, and I will be taking you through this journey. As you guys know, I'm never riding solo. I always got my trusted $1 million notebook, as one gentleman called it, one of our subscribers called it. So today I want to speak of another indigenous sheep breed, because I know I spoke previously of the Damara and the Namakwa Afrikaner sheep, but this is another indigenous sheep breed that was developed out of a European and an old Asian breed, which is known as the Dorper, which is the black-headed, white-bodied sheep. They can come in that color, or they can come completely white covered, which this would be known as the black-headed Dorper, and this would be known as the white-headed Dorper. So, as you guys know, I'm never riding solo. I got my trusted notebook here, and I got my livestock catalog. So let's speak about this breed, hey, and how it came into existence. So we're going to start off with the livestock catalog. They say the origin of the breed. The interest in crossbreeding South African sheep with the British ones arose after the Second World War. The export of mutton and lamb became a reality due to the various reasons. Slump in the wool prices in the early 30s, depression and surplus mutton. Fertile sheep were not in demand by the British consumers, which meant a sheep that had to be produced was without the localized fat on the rump and tail. A crossbreeding program was started at the Grootfontein Research Center where British mutton breeds were crossed with indigenous fat-tailed breeds. The ideal cross was the Dorset Horn and the black-headed Persian, was established in 1942. The first generation half crosses were mated amongst each other, and the Dorper breed was selected and bred from the F2 generation onwards. The name Dorper is coupling of the first symbols of the parent's name, Dorset and Persian. It is now the second most popular breed in South Africa. The Dorper Sheep Society of South Africa was formed in 1950. That's when the society was formed. Now let's get into it. 1950 is when the society was formed. Let's get into some more information. The Dorper in South Africa is a South African mutton breed developed in the 1930s, in line with what we read earlier. The breed was developed for the arid, extensive regions of South Africa. One of the most fertile of the sheep breeds, that is hornless with good body length and a short, light cover of hair and wool. The breed The breed has the characteristic black-headed Dorper as well as a white Dorper sheep. Furthermore, the breed shows exceptional adaptability, hardiness, reproductive rates, and growth rates, reaching 36 kgs at 3.5 to 4 months, as well as good mothering abilities. The Dorper breed was developed through the crossing of the black-headed Persian ewes with the Dorset Horn rams, and this resulted in the birth of some white Dorper lambs. The difference in color is therefore merely a matter of preference for each breeder. Black-headed Dorper sheep breeders constitute about 85% of the members of the Dorper Sheep Society of South Africa, which was developed in 1950. The Dorper breed is now numerically the second largest breed in South Africa and has spread to many countries throughout the world. The mutton production. The Dorper is primarily a mutton sheep and meets these requirements exceptionally well. The breed has a long breeding season, which is not seasonally limited. A good manager can organize his program so that lambs can be dropped at any time of the year. The breed is fertile, and the percentage of ewes that become pregnant in one mating season is relatively high. Under good foraging conditions, with good management, the Dorper ewes can lamb 3 times in 2 years. A lambing percentage of about 150% can be reached under good conditions, while in exceptional cases, even 180, even 180 exceptional cases, 180% can be achieved. The Dorper lambs grow rapidly and attain a high winning weight, which again is an economical important characteristic in breeding of mutton sheep. A live weight of about 36 kgs can be reached by Dorper lambs at the age of 3 to 4 months. This ensures a high quality carcass of approximately 16 kgs. This is associated with the inherent growth potential of the Dorper lamb and the ability to graze at an early age. The Dorper is well adapted to a variety of climatic and grazing conditions. Originally, this breed was developed for the more arid areas of the Republic of South Africa, but today they are widely spread throughout all the provinces. The Dorper does well in various range and feeding conditions, resulting relatively conditions and reacts fairly favorable under intensive feeding conditions. The Dorper is hardy. The Dorper is hardy and can thrive under range conditions where other breeds can barely exist. The ewes can raise a lamb of reasonable quality under fairly severe conditions as a strong, non-selective grazer. The Dorper can be incorporated into a well-planned range management system. So they are non-selective grazers. Meaning you could run them probably in an area where you are farming, which could be a sweet-felt area and also a sour grass area, but the breed will just graze. The sheep breed will just be able to graze whatever you put in front of it. The Dorper is an easy care breed which requires minimum of labor. Its skin cover is a mixture of hair and wool. Will drop off, not shear. You don't need to shear the animal to keep it tidy. So it loses, the fur falls off on itself, I believe, during the different seasons. Winter probably goes a winter coat. Summer, it gets back to the smooth-coated animal. The Dorper has a thick skin, which is highly prized and protects the sheep under harsh climatic conditions. The Dorper sheep is the most sought-after sheep skin in the world and is marketed under the name of Cape Glovers. The skin comprises of a high percentage of income, which is about 20% of the total carcass value. So that's the history on the Dorper. This is from the Oklahoma state. While we continue the characteristics. The Dorper breed is a white sheep with a black head. Completely white Dorpers also exist and are known as white Dorpers. The coat is a mixture of coarsy hair and wool. The belly and legs of the sheep should preferably be free of wool. It is a hardy breed developed to produce lambs on extensive South African rangelands. It can produce lamb carcass at the age of 4 to 6 months of about 17 to 18 kgs. So it can go from 16 to 17 to 18 kgs of natural grazing. The fat is evenly distributed over the carcass. Multiple births are common in Dorpers, ewes, and it is therefore realistic to expect weaning percentages of about 100% of an ewe put to a ram. So that's the information of the Dorper. It's an indigenous breed. It came about the development through the crossing of the Dorset sheep breed and the Persians. I think this is where they get their black-head from, because the Persian sheep breed is a black-headed sheep breed. It's also known, it's a black-headed sheep breed. So the Persian sheep, you could say, are indigenous to Africa because they're found in Somalia and in Arabia. So the fact that you find them in Somalia, they're indigenous to Africa. So it was taken, they took Persian ewes, they took Dorset rams, they crossbred and they developed the Dorper sheep as we know it today. So some more information says Dorpers are well adapted to Namibian rangeland and can be quite heavy animals. The average weight of ewes are 55. The average weight of rams are 70 kgs. So these animals do put on the weight. The rams and the ewes do put on the weight, 55 to 70 kgs for sheep. Is a very good number, particularly if you're trying to get into that producing slaughter sheep or starting up an abattoir or butchery. This is something that you can look to. It is registered as a large frame sheep. It's not a medium frame or a small frame. It's registered as a large frame sheep breed. So yeah, it was developed in the 1950s, and the society was founded in the 1950s. The sheep breed itself was developed in the 1930s. It was developed in the 1930s in South Africa. So it's another indigenous sheep breed of South Africa. As they say, the name Dorper comes from the two animals that the two sheep breeds that were used to develop it, which is the Dorset and the Persian. So that's where it gets its name. So those are my 2 cents on the Dorper sheep, guys. The information, as I said, is contrast of the Oklahoma State University website and also the livestock catalog of Namibia. And just to show you pictures, this is how your Dorper sheep would look like. As I said, they can come with the black head, white body, black head, or they can come completely white. And as it said there, that with Dorper ewes, you can actually giving birth to 1, 2, or 3 lambs is actually common within them. It's not something that's uncommon, so you can expect to get triplets within one birth. This is why they say you can get a winning rate of about 100% of ewes put to rams. So those are my 2 cents, guys. One thing that I'd love to ask you guys, or 2 things that I ask you guys, if you guys enjoyed the content that I put out on this video, give me a huge thumbs up, and also hit that subscription button and turn on the bell notification. And turn on the bell notification. That's the 2 things that I ask. And with ending, I would love to say, guys, stay safe out there. The COVID numbers are still climbing here in Namibia and in South Africa. If you find yourself in these 2 countries, adhere to the regulations and keep on wearing a mask and stay safe out there. For now, guys, bye for now.